Hello, my name is Samantha, and for today's spirit message, I have here 4 different oracle decks to help us guide the messages that need to find you today. So before you choose the one you feel more drawn to, I recommend you close your eyes, take a deep breath, exhale, and ask your intuition and your spirit guides to be here with you so you are led to the message you are meant to hear today. When you are ready, open your eyes and choose from the 4 decks on the table the one that calls you the most. And once you are ready to hear your message, go down to the description box below so you can see the exact moment when your reading starts. Hi, and welcome to your reading. If you chose the Angel Guide Oracle, then this message is for you. And so I'm going to put the box a little bit over there and start shuffling the cards for you. To help the energy of the cards be more accurate to the problem or situation you are going through, I ask you to concentrate with me on the shuffling of the cards. All you need to do is kind of pay attention or focus your attention on the cards while you think on the problem or situation you need help with, right? Or if you don't have anything specific in mind, you can just ask your guides to help you hear what you are meant to hear here today. Yes, okay. Was that a specific answer you were looking for? Like, were you asking, should I do this or should I not do it? If that was the case, then the straightforward answer to your question is yes, go ahead, or yes, it will work out. Yes, you are doing it the way you should, yes, you're going on the right direction. So let's see what else we have after the yes card, self-acceptance. So maybe your question was around what do I need to do for things to work out, or why a specific situation is not working out in my favor or in a way I wanted for it to work out. So let's see. I'm gonna pull all of them. Okay, we also have the no card here. Let me connect to the energy of the cards as a whole. So with the yes card at the beginning, as I said, if your question was a straightforward yes or no question, as in, should I move forward with this? Should I go ahead and do it? Should I, am I in the right path, etc.? So the answer to that question is yes. The situation you are, your angels and your guides want you to know that the situation you are going through right now is providing you with the necessary experiences you need to go through so you can grow spiritually, so you can grow as a person in your life. Part of that journey you are going through right now is also self-acceptance. I think you are not necessarily at the beginning of the journey. I think you might have asked for some, temperature forecast or you might have asked, am I doing it the correct way? Am I making progress? So you are making progress because you have started to accept yourself the way you are, which again, that acceptance contributes back to the spiritual growth that you are going through right now. So you must know that your situation, whatever it is, will in the end have a harmonious resolution to it. You don't have to make more effort, or you don't have to do more than whatever you are already doing right now. Okay, it's not about doing more, trying harder, or anything like that. You actually need to just let the situation unfold and resolve itself as it has to. you know, you don't have to put an extra effort. And you do have angelic protection, you know, this card is just here to kind of validate that. If you I think with these two cards together and with the self-acceptance card feeling very important to me in this reading, means that you already know, you know, you are starting to love yourself the same way you already know you have angelic protection. You are a person that is already in touch with his or her guides. You are already listening to them. You are already receiving information directly from them. So this angelic protection is not really a surprise for you. You know, it doesn't come as a surprise to you because you kind of already communicate with them. And maybe it's not in a direct way where you kind of sit and ask a question and immediately you receive the answer, which could be, you know, but maybe it's not like that. Maybe just a more natural flow conversation and more of a feeling as well, you know, like maybe there is some sort of sign of symbol that you receive whenever your angels or your guides want you to know that they are there for you. You know, it's kind of like you feel them. You feel when they are there with you, or you feel when they interfered kind of or helped you in certain situations. So you already know that you have these spirit guides with you. You already know as well that you are making progress, but this reading is kind of just a validation of the things you already know. And honestly, all readings, all tarot reading, whether collective like this one or personalized, are kind of the same, you know, validations of things that we already know, but sometimes we don't want to acknowledge, or sometimes we just, you know, want someone else to help us confirm that because it's like too good to be true. So we kind of need a little bit of help solidifying the knowledge we already possess. So this is your message, and that solidity that you might have been looking for. You are doing it the way you should be doing it. You are doing it right. You are moving forward. You are making progress. Okay. So again, with the no card here is you don't have to work harder or move faster. The pace you have set for yourself is the correct one for you. Okay. And so I'm going to use tarot cards to help us with this reading, to just enhance the meaning of these angel cards we have here. And I have the Knight of Pentacles, a little bit like looking to the past, the King of Pentacles, the Page of Cups, the Five of Swords, the Queen of Pentacles, the Eight of Cups, and the Eight of Swords. I'm just going to put it at the, you know, at the side of the reading. I want to take out more cards, but I don't know if I should wait. I'm going to just put them here with the Eight of Swords. So the Knight of Swords, the Justice card, the Queen of Wands, and the Chariot. Okay, we stay with those for now. And we wait for further instructions. Okay, so let me see. I want to make sure you can see properly all of the cards. So I'm just going to move them a little bit to the left. So I feel that for some of you, this reading is about business. The guidance you are asking for relates to your business. You know, maybe you started something new as part of a transition period you've been going through, and so you want to know if it will work out, or how is it moving, you know, how is it looking like for you. For some others, I feel it's about a relationship situation. I think some of you are having problems or difficulties in your relationship. Maybe you had a fight with your significant other, and that's why you stumble upon this reading, because you need some sort of clarification as to why are these problems happening, because it seems that it's something recurrent, it's something that is continuously happening for you guys. So let's see. So that's why I have two sets of cards. Okay, so this part, it's for the business people, and this part is for the relationship people. So I'm gonna start here first, and if you want to skip this, I mean, you don't have to, but maybe if it's not, maybe there is something you need to hear about this, and that's why both readings came in one. But I'm gonna try to check the exact time where this part starts, if you want to just, if you are the relationship person and you want to just jump right into that one. Okay, so let me start here with the business opportunity or the business endeavor here. With the Knight of Pentacles looking back at the past, I think you are saying farewell to a version of you that was before, that you were for a long time. I don't think it was something sad or something bad. I think that you enjoyed whatever you were doing, and you enjoyed maybe working for that company, or you made good friends while working for that company or for that people, or, in the situation you were in and you are leaving behind. You certainly made money while doing it. You were wealthy enough, and that's what kind of is allowing you now to start this new business or this new journey. So you are living this phase of your life kind of in good terms, high spirits, even if there was some sort of difficulties or whatever. You are not bitter about the ending of this. However, you are a little bit hesitant about what is going to start, or what is about to start. It's as if you have a goal in mind with the moon here, like there is something you want to accomplish, and you kind of are solid, with the cups here. You have resources, you have friends, you have money, but somehow, even though you have all of those things, you are feeling like doubt, like, am I gonna really be able to make this grow? Am I gonna be able to be successful in my business? Would I be able to position it in the way I want? Will people be interested in it? Like, you are kind of safe, resources wise, but not necessarily emotional. It's just a little bit of hesitancy. It's normal when you begin something new. You want to offer. You are wondering if by doing this new thing, that is maybe very different from what you were doing before, will you be able to be here again? Like, will you be able to become, or will people respond to you the same way they were responding to the person you were before, with the success and foundation you had or you were? But what happens here is not that you won't be able to be her. It's just that you are not the same person that you were. In order to have this new beginning, this new success, because it's a different type of success, you need to transform into the person that will make this new endeavor work, and not stay stuck in the person you were before. Because for sure you have strengths and you gain knowledge while you were working in whatever you were working on before, and you can certainly use those strengths in this new endeavor, but you cannot be 100% the same person. You can take a couple of things or the knowledge from the past to build your present and your future, but you cannot stay or remain the same person. So don't expect to have the same success as you had before. It won't be the same. It will be a new type of success. You will still be successful, but in a different way, okay? And I don't mean you will have less money, or you will have less friends, or you will have less recognition. It doesn't have to be that way, but it won't feel or look like it looked before for you. Success, the face of success also changes as you change, so don't be afraid of offering your new position to the world, your new experience, your new even your new success. Don't be afraid of offering that up, because you will gain you will gain whatever it is you want to gain, whether it is money, recognition, expansion, friends, start a family. You will have what you want to have in this new stage of your life. So you might feel a little bit at the beginning like it's not the case. I see a person a little bit trying to control you, like, and I'm gonna say is a man just because the King of Pentacles is here. But if you know that the person exerting this influence in your life is a woman, maybe just the King of Pentacles makes reference to the male energy in this person, okay, not necessarily the gender. So I see that there might be someone in your life controlling a little bit the flow of this idea, and you won't be happy with that. You won't be happy with the way things are going to work for a little while, because I think you have a lot of enthusiasm and happiness and joy around this project, and suddenly this person will kind of come and say like, okay, hold your horses a little bit there, just hold back for a little bit. And you will be like disappointed, like, why, so let's see why this will happen. What is the role this King of Pentacles will have, or how can you overcome this influence of control and restrain a little bit? Why, if it's your idea, is this person coming to impose theirs? Why do they want to be the one ruling? Maybe it's a partnership. Do you have a partner? I think it is a romantic partner that might be also your business partner. Like maybe you guys decided to quit your jobs and start this, and you agreed that you will do it together. And now he might take, again, if it's a she, then just change the word, okay? He or she might just try to take the lead, here saying like, no, we're gonna do it this way and not that way, okay? So I have here inspiration, salamander. It came reversed, but I'm going to put it upright. Bone. Okay, I feel here with the salamander a little bit birch, a little bit like a sneaky situation happening, I think that the control will happen not because your partner, whether it's a romantic partner becoming a business partner or just a business partner, it's not because they want to be controlling, but they see life, or they see life and they experience life in a different way in which you do it. You are very much like, with, if you are the female energy, again, regardless of your gender, if you are the female energy in this partnership, then so there is a lot of inspiration, there is a lot of flow, there is a lot of like, yes, let's do it, something like the energy of this card, like, yes, inspiration and this card kind of look like similar. So you have all of this energy, but the partner, the male energy in the partnership is more strategic. It's a little bit more focused, meaning mind focused. It's like, no, let's think things through. Let's develop a strategy. We need to get to the bone of the matter. We need to do market research. We need to, define our buyer personas. Like I have background in marketing, so that's why I'm using those terms. But that person you are going into partnership with is much different energy wise and mentality wise, for business at least, than you are. And honestly, that's why you are the perfect couple or the perfect partners for this, because from one side you have all the inspiration, all the ideas, all the cool stuff, and on the other side he has all of the strategy and all of the planning that needs to happen so that that business is successful. So I think it's an ideal way of doing things, even though at the beginning might cause a little bit of shaky ground. But I think it's an ideal way of doing things, because you don't have to be the strategic partner. You can be the inspiration and the flow, and you can let him be the strategist in this partnership. And again, when I use he and she, is the energy of the person. So even if we both have male and female energy, both genders, I mean, So if you're a girl and you are very strategic, then you are the male energy in that relationship, and the other way around. If you are a boy and you are very much like an artist and inspiration, then you're the female energy in that partnership. Okay, so that's what I mean when I use he and she, not necessarily the physicality or the body you are using to experience this life, but the energy that is more prominent in your experience. And so there is some sort of, it's important for you both to go to the ground, to the base of this business. You do have to solve the question for yourselves first. What do you guys want to offer? What do you guys want to do? What do you guys want to build? Because that indeed is something important for both of you to be clear on. You both need to know what is it you are building. Okay. And so don't be angry, like with or disappointed that things are not going to be like this all the time. There is groundwork that needs to happen, and that's important as well for the success of the business. So even if you are the super inspiration energy of the partnership, follow the leadway of the male energy in this partnership, because you do need to establish a base. You need to really say, okay, this is the core of our business. This is the inspiration we are going to follow. And from there, you both can, there will be a point, not situation, but throughout the development of this partnership, you guys will have to switch roles sometimes, where one will be a little bit more calm than the other, more strategic. Here, the snake does not denotes any sneaky ways or any hidden things, but it's more of a protective energy, and it's also more like, you look how she is kind of protecting the egg. So there will be a point, and maybe it will be the male energy, because I'm seeing it next to each other, fox next to the female energy, and the snake next to the male energy in this reading. So the male might feel more protective of this, again, more structure, and it might come from fear, like, I need to really take care of this, because if it doesn't work, what will happen to me? What will people say? What will happen to my reputation? And so you might have a similar situation. You might also be worried about your reputation, but you were like, well, I jumped on this opportunity, I quit my job, I changed my life, so now what I want is to give it all. I don't quit my job to be afraid of this, and that's where a little bit of disruption you guys might face, a little bit of problems, or feeling that you are misunderstood by the other partner might arise. But what will happen then, or the energy you guys should use or implement in that situation, is this birch energy that for me denotes wisdom, calmness. How the trunk of this tree looks like it has eyes on it. So I think that what this is saying is, when you guys feel that way, like misunderstood one from the other, like my partner is not seeing things in the same way, I want to be the creative energy and he wants to go with the direct, very cautious approach, then is when you have to see different perspectives. Maybe not only the two of you, your perspective and his perspective, but also search other perspectives. Find out how other people are doing, maybe something similar to what you guys are doing. Find out what other options you guys have. Look for alternatives and don't get stuck in either of your ways. There is not only two ways of doing something, there are many ways of doing it. So yeah, I just think that when you guys find yourself in that situation, if you do, then find for alternatives. The solution is not fighting between you both, but expand, expand your consciousness, go beyond what is obvious. So I'm gonna leave it there, and I'm gonna start with the relationship situation here. So if you are happy with your reading here, I guess I'm gonna pull some final cards to end this, so you can check down below like the final message for this pile. But then you can, of course, because it's also, maybe that's why, if you are a partner, business partners, but also romantic partners, maybe that's why I have two sides. So you can stay if that's the case, or you can just look on the description box below when the overall message of this reading, of this pile specifically, ends. So let's see, let's connect to the romantic side of this partnership. I'm gonna move some of these cards over here. I do hope you can see my screen properly and the cards, because I'm not looking at my screen, so I really don't know all the things you can see and the things you cannot see, but I hope, I hope you can see. Okay, with the Eight of Swords, I think it makes reference to the situation that we were just discussing. If you guys are romantic partners and also now becoming business partners, I think the idea of starting this new business was discussed between you two for a long time, or at least a while. It is not a decision you just took and decided to jump on this. You guys chose to discuss, to see the pros and cons. And so I don't necessarily see you were entangled on all of that, but there was some thought process through which you went through to come to the realization of, yes, we want to do this together. Okay. And from there, the situation of, okay, what do we need to do? What's the direction we want to go? How we develop this idea started kind of forming, but it didn't move. It did not. It's kind of, I'm thinking the word stuck. You were stuck on or on making the decision. You were stuck on, shall we do this or not? Is it a good idea to jump, to leave our jobs? And I feel that only the female energy is the one who left her job. I think the male is still going to, for a while, just to make sure you guys are safe financially, is going to keep his job, corporate job or stable job, whatever, for a little bit longer, so that the female energy can start with the development of the process. I see here a little bit of, I think the female energy in this partnership, in this relationship, is the one who took the decision, who chose, who said, let's just do it. Let's just go ahead and do it. I'm going to quit my job. I'm going to start for both of us. Let's see how it goes. And then, again, let's see later what happens. So, I'm a little bit curious about this Justice card. Why is it here? What does it mean? You are certainly, both of you, making a transition, with the Six of Swords. It's like you decided to leave behind whatever was holding you back. You decided to create a new world for you. It's upside down just because you are not creating it yet. It's not formed yet. You are forming it. You are seeing it, or you were seeing it before, like in your imagination, in your plans. Maybe you draft something. But I want to clarify the Justice card, just for the spirit energy to tell us, what does it mean? What does this Justice card mean in this situation, in this partnership? Ace of Swords. It's as if you are not fully on board. Judgment. Five of Pentacles. Yeah. It's as if the Justice card cannot be activated. That's why it's upside down. Ten of Swords and the Queen of Cups. Yeah, so certainly the female energy is the lead energy, the leading energy in this. So I think the Justice card, the Justice card is a balance card. It's something that talks about Ten of Wands. It's something that tells us that you have, and with Judgment as well, you have free reign. You can do whatever you want. Like here I am, the universe, here I am, providing you the space so you can rise, so you can actually become whatever you want to become. It's okay. I'm gonna watch over you. I'm gonna make sure karma does not interfere here. Like nothing of what you do becomes good or bad. It just is. Like I give you this free reign. This free space for you to explore, but it's not active yet because one of you, in this case the male energy of the relationship, has not decided yet to take the step. Okay, I think there is a little bit of baggage that the male energy is carrying in for this to happen. There are a lot of swords here: the Six of Swords, the Ten of Swords. Even the Ten of Wands is not swords, but is about burden and about carrying something heavy. So I think the male energy, is having trouble letting go of the past, letting go of whatever programming and experiences happened to him when he was younger. Like there were some, I feel from his father's side, there were some ideas that the father told the boy, or the male energy, about the need to work hard. Maybe the father told him, you won't be successful, you won't make it, you won't, all of these things you are not capable of, you cannot do this, and all of those things. And so now that there is a chance for you guys, or for the male energy, to experience something different and to experience a different kind of success that the one he already has, because this is a successful male, but I'm feeling in the corporate world, kind of with suits and all of those things, meetings and skyscrapers, and all of those things. And so leaving behind those words and leaving behind all of those difficult words that he received from his father are hard, are not easy to let go. It's not easy for the male energy to let go of these hurts. When the queen, so the female energy is very much like, come on, let's do it, like, I'm here with you, we will be fine. But the male is not, it's like, yes, but not necessarily convinced about that. Okay, so I'm gonna pull some final cards here to see what will happen. What is the recommendation for both energies? Again, I'm not referring, when I say he or she, I'm not referring to the gender or the physical body the soul is embodying, but to the energy. Okay, you can be a female with a lot of male energy in you, with a lot of strategy and mental process, and you can be a man with a lot of female energy in you, and that does not make you gay or anything like that. Not that there is anything wrong with that, but I just don't want you to think that, oh, female energy means now I'm gay. No, it doesn't mean anything at all. It just means the flow of energy in your body. Okay. So let's see, what is the final message for this couple in this partnership? I have 2, Perpetua, the saint of authenticity. I am authentic. I am my authentic self in all circumstances. Ina, the queen of heaven and earth. I have nothing to hide. I see and accept all that I am. Saint Bridget, Our Lady of Exalted Light. I give endlessly because the light is without end. My soul is all I need. So yeah, I think that this is for both, but maybe if you are the female looking at this reading, you can share these words with your male energy partner. It's okay to be you. You don't have to listen to your father or to whatever information was given to you when you were a kid. You are not that person. You don't have to be that person. You became something amazing, and you can continue being that amazing being. Being you, following your heart, trusting your path, even trusting your partner will work out for you. It's okay. You can be yourself all the time. You also have nothing to hide, because you accept yourself the way you are. And this is directly for the partner that is having difficulties accepting, themselves, or thinking they might be a failure. You are okay. Even if you fail, you have nothing to hide. Failing once or having to do iterations in a project doesn't make you a failure, It's okay. You can accept yourself and all your aspects freely. You don't have to be embarrassed for who you are. And then just give it a go, give it a try. Follow the invitation of the female here, like, all you need is your soul. All you need is your light. All you need is to believe in yourself for things to flow and go the way you want them to go. Okay, there is success, and there can be success in your life even in uncommon ways, like a small business, that later might become a very big business. So don't worry about that. Male energy, things are gonna work out for you guys. Okay, that's all I have for you. If you enjoyed this reading and you think somebody else might benefit from listening at a message from their spirit guides, please share this link with them. And if you like the message, I will appreciate if you give it a thumbs up. If you will want to book a personalized reading with me, I will leave you my information below and the link where you can do so. Thank you very much, and I see you next time. Bye bye. Hello, Queen of the Moon Oracle peeps. If you are here, it's because you were drawn to this deck. So let's see what the cards have to tell you about your current situation. And let's see if there is anything in particular you guys need to know. So focus on the cards with me so that your energy can be infused into them. And think about the situation, experience, person, problem, joy that you want to know more about. Okay, so I'm going to shuffle just one more time and see. Okay, let's see. We have the waxing gibbous 4 with wheel, but it came reversed, so I'm going to keep it reversed. Ooh, the Queen of the Moon, sovereignty. The hot moon, extremes. Okay, so someone has a little bit of difficulties exerting their willpower. Waning gibbous 4, beauty. All right, so let's keep those for now. Last one, release. Waning moon crescent 4, release. Okay, so let me put this a little bit over here so we have a space. What are your spirit guides trying to tell you with these cards? Even though the wheel card came first, I think the extremes card is more prominent and is the one that is ruling the reading. So I think you have succumbed to your passions. You have let yourself be led, or you have let your passions lead you in life. Like it's as if there is no restraint in your actions. There is no restraining what you do. There is no restraint in, that you are a little bit going a little bit overboard. Like there are things, indulging situations in which you should not have done that. And for some of you might be sexual, where you might be a little bit out of control when it comes to your sex life. But I'm also feeling some sort of maybe drug, not necessarily abuse, but use. Like maybe you suddenly decided that you wanted to try new things in life, and you felt like the craving or the need for a release, and you found that in sex, drugs, alcohol, and all those extremes, abusing of all of those experiences. And even though you felt called to stop, maybe there was some sort of voice inside your head telling you that you need to stop now. If you don't want to get in trouble, you need to stop now. But you are not necessarily listening to that voice. You are not necessarily you are having trouble controlling yourself. You're having trouble bringing yourself back from this. You kind of let yourself go, and now you are not able to reign on your own life, on your own cravings, on yourself. And well, you did that because you, as I said, you needed this release from maybe some other pressures in life. Maybe you were on edge because something else was going on for you, and you decided to, well, maybe you were like, well, I've been behaving well for a long time. I don't think it's the first time you go through this phase where you fall to your desires, where you fall prey of your desires and your basic instincts. I think this might be a recurrent issue or situation for you. Like, you go wild, then you get in trouble, you know that you have to stop, you get clean, and maybe you get clean for a while, you behave in a better way, but then you fall back into your old habits. I have a feeling, because of the beauty weight, that this time the period of time between one relapse, let's say, I'm not sure you are an addict though, but I'm just going to use that word, between one relapse and the other, was longer. This time was longer. You were able to be a sovereign being for a long time, to control yourself, to build a new life, a good life for you. But then something happened that triggered this need of release. So let's see if the cards can tell us what happened. Maybe I don't have to know. Maybe what was the thing that triggered this. But if you are a little bit unsure, why did you fall again into your old habits? Let's ask the tarot, and also see what other guidance do these cards offer us. So I have the King of Coins in reverse, the Four of Cups also reversed, the Nine of Cups reversed, lots of emotions. Yeah, certainly. The Knight of Cups, the Ten of Swords, the Ace of Swords. Oh, I see. Are you in some sort of money trouble? And maybe you made an investment, some sort of an investment. Okay, Swords and Cups. Let's see. So I feel you might have invested on something that you thought would be very profitable, but it didn't work out as you thought it would. And that investment kind of took a little bit of your savings, like I'm going to a little bit on the extreme side, because I'm seeing a mafia movie in my head, like when you go, or a person in this movie go and gambles money away, and then it gets into debt, and then now the mafia bosses are kind of looking out for him so he can pay. That's what I'm seeing in my head with this King of Pentacles. So is that your situation? Maybe not that extreme, like Al Pacino kind of energy, but was that something that happened? Maybe you invested money somewhere, or you bought something that you thought it would be profitable. Maybe you started a business that you thought it would work out, but it just did not. And when that didn't happen, when the expected outcome of this situation was not the one you thought it would be, then you kind of fell back into these patterns. It was so much stressing you that you could not handle it, and then your emotions started to spill, and your inner voice started to talk to you, and you were like, you need to be quiet, but it did not get quiet. And so you went and just started, you looked for the release we were talking about. You needed a release from your emotions, from from those things you don't like to look at. And so you went and looked for the only solution you knew would work. But from there, kind of, it went worse, right? Because then the emotions or the illusions of your mind did not recede. They did not recede. They just kind of became sharper, so more prominent. Even if you were abusing drugs or are abusing drugs or some sort of substances, in the hope that that experience will lessen or quieten your mind, what is happening is the other way around. You are having to face those emotions or those thoughts even during the supposed release you are looking for by using these substances. And you are also approaching a place where you are like, come on, please just, take away my sorrow, like it's kind of a release from your side. It's kind of, you're asking for a release. I don't wanna feel this anymore, it's sort of like you want to fight for yourself, you want to fight the feelings of, you want to, with this Knight of Swords, it's as if a part of you is coming to your rescue or wants to come into your rescue, but the thing that is weighting you down is heavier than what only one person or only one knight can deal with, and I see with the mind here, there have been some sort of accumulation of things over time and of maybe structures, but also thoughts that need to be dealt with. Sorry, what I mean to say is as if your good spirit and your evil spirit is fighting. They both are having a fight. Your angel team and the bad guys are fighting. The angels are telling the evil team he or she needs to face this already. It has to come to terms. He or she needs to come to terms with all of this, and the evil spirits are, no, don't do that. Not because they don't want you to grow, but because they know it can be really heavy on you. So there is like an internal battle between your conscious and your subconscious, and it's like your soul is asking for a way out. What I feel, this is in a positive light or in a positive reading, because the end card of these cards is the Ace of Swords, which means that you will be successful. You will succeed to overcoming all of this. There will be a point in time and also an idea, like a resolution in you, where you will say, like, I'm gonna fight for myself. I'm gonna get over this. I'm gonna succeed in my life. I'm gonna get away from these extremes again. So I just want to clarify the the Nine of Coins here. Okay, sorry. Well, the Nine of Coins usually depicts success. And it's not that you don't have it or it's not available to you, but your behavior is what it's another Knight as well. So a lot of support as well. So your behavior is what is stopping the riches to reach you, it's stopping the flow of life. Like, you kind of, by doing this, you complicated everything. You made it more difficult to yourself to get out of it. And yeah, so it doesn't mean that because it's more difficult you won't get out. It just means you might need to do a deeper clearing than the one you were willing to do. Like, your avoidance of feelings and thoughts is what will lead you to your feelings and thoughts. and there will be a point where you won't be able to avoid, like the Knight of Wands is like, okay, let's get out of it, like I'm giving you a hand, let's get out of it. But you need to do the work. You need to offer up your emotions, you need to offer up your traumas, you need to fight for your possibility and your ability to have this happiness that the Nine of Coins promises. And you need to start fighting for yourself as well. You need fighting for yourself. When I say that, I mean it in a way that you need to put yourself first. You need to be able to get out of, with your will, the will card that we have before, and the sovereign, I cannot pronounce that word, card as well. You need to be the one who decides to rebuild your life. You are the one that needs to take the decision of, what, I cannot continue living this way. I cannot continue doing things the way I've been doing them. This is not the type of life I want. And so yeah, only you are the one who can see your own value, your own worth, and get yourself out of it. There is a partner that is here, kind of, you have been ignoring him or her. And if you are in a relationship, or even this can be a sign of your family, like, or your friends, there is somebody or different someones that they have been willing to help you through this situation, but you have not been willing to accept their help. So maybe this might be a good time for you to reconsider that. Maybe this will be a good time for you to think about that and maybe really get help. Because as I said before with the other cards, this is not something you can get yourself out of, not on your own. You will be the one getting yourself out of here, because you are the one who has to take the decision and make the choice of living differently. But through the process that follows that decision requires help, requires people to help you out with those things. So I'm hesitant as to what other deck to use for this reading, but okay, I'm gonna use this past life reading and also maybe the Norman one. So let's see. If I am drawn to the past life deck, I feel that this situation or this experience, because it has been so prominent in your life, is not necessarily something that actually is something that you are living because you need to clear it from a previous life. It might be an experience that was recurrent for you in a different reality, in a different life. And so now your soul is like, enough, I need to get out of this. We don't want to continue living like this. We cannot carry this karma forever. It needs to be clear now. And that's why you are having these experiences in this life right now. So let's see, what can these cards tell us about your past life? Authority figures, a priestess or a priest, a really high-ranking priests, art, let's see, Atlantis. Oh, okay. So you were one of the rebels from Atlantis. I don't know if you know much about the fall of Atlantis. I don't know if you, yeah, I have several here. I don't know if you know the story of Atlantis, but what some people say, and what I also know about one of the many reasons why Atlantis fell, is because there were people in Atlantis, the priestess or priests, in there, the ones that had kind of controlled the power and control the people there, they kind of abused their power. And was that, which is part of the extremes, right? Because they, in Atlantis, so Okay, let me rewind. So Atlantis was a society. It was a civilization that had lots of power, and they were more enlightened and more powerful than we are today. They had a lot of technological advancement, and they were more in touch with the mystic arts that back then was not mystic at all. They knew they knew that the spirit was real. They knew how to control matter, how to reshape reality, etc., etc. So the people that were the authority figures of Atlantis, the governor, the president. There was no president, but let's say it like that, like the president or the governor of Atlantis back then, that was a priest or priestess, decided to control the population of Atlantis and just feed them a little bit of information, because the ones that had the direct connection to the more advanced spiritual realms, were the priests and priestesses, and not all of the people down, like all of the population. Like they were the ones who needed to translate the messages and transmit the information to the other people in there. And so they decided they wouldn't translate everything, and they wouldn't communicate the information accurately, because they wanted to control the people here. So I think that's what's been happening with you as well. You were one of the priests or priestesses that contributed to the fall of Atlantis, and you kind of escaped the fall, because the people that caused this fall were persecuted, but you saw refuge in a different type of life. You felt alone on your own, like an orphan, because you had to leave your life behind. And you also, when you reached the point where you were in seclusion, I'm even thinking the Nazis, and with the you people and all of those, what happened when the war ended and they lost. They had to run away as well and find refuge somewhere, but they had to do it on alone, or on their own, maybe removed from the type of life they had before. And so something similar to that might have been happening to your life now, and to your experience. Maybe you are, or you have been a person with this extreme card and all of the other things we saw before, that has enjoyed a good life. You had enjoyed riches, women, men, drugs, all of those things, and suddenly you find yourself in the need for a change like this. You abused your power, you abused things, and they are moving you to a different type of life. But that's because I'm having trouble translating this in the way I'm seeing it. So what I am seeing is, let's say, a rich or a millionaire, a rich person or a millionaire, who suddenly goes bankrupt, and it has to adapt to the new life, from having all the money, all the possibilities, being the king of the world or queen of the world, to having nothing. And so that's a difficult way, that's a difficult adjustment. So it doesn't have to be that extreme of a case for you. But with the investment going wrong that we saw before, there might be some sort of that around your life as well right now, where you were in a position of power maybe and you lost your job, or you were having a well-paid job and suddenly, again, you lost your job, or you committed fraud in your very well-paid job, and now you have to face a figure of authority. You are persecuted, you need to find refuge somewhere else, and you are alone. And that alone time is what's causing you to find, the release from all what you've done. It's like your demons are coming to haunt you now, they just pile up, and that's something you don't want to face, you don't want to do, you don't want to deal with. It's heavy for you to do that. So again, I'm having trouble choosing which deck. So let's see, I'm gonna pick cards from this Lenormand and some others from the Elemental Oracle. Let's see what they have to say, you know. This is a very specific reading, by the way, so I am not sure if word by word this is your case. But if it is, then maybe let's see what the cards have to say. The book, yeah, time to learn something new. I don't even know how to call that. And this is like a fortress. You definitely need refuge. You definitely need, you know, I'm thinking of the Hermit in the Tarot. For you to fix this, for you to find the key out, and not, and also, you know, out from the, you know, like let's say fiscal problem or the law problem, but also, and most importantly, your emotional problem. You need to go away. You need to be on your own for a little while. You need to think about what you want for yourself. And we saw before as well with the Two of Cups in reverse that for this process to work out for you, you do need help. And so the help kind of will come later. But first, what you do need is go inwards. Talk to yourself, spend some time alone, spend some time with your own thoughts, with your own emotions. Be strong, face them. Remember the ideas and the person you wanted to be and the things you wanted to do when you were a child. You know, like, don't try to be blind anymore to the good and bad in your life. Everyone has a good and bad side, so don't try to see only the bad or only the good. Try to balance both energies, you know, connect with your inner core so that your outer core can be better. Find your passion. Maybe there is some cleanup process and maybe you don't need to cry for all the things you've lost, not this time financially, but in your life. You know, like, you might need to have a process of, you know, transformation, like deep transformation, so you can come out of this as a new person, a renewed person. You don't have, again, this is the Animal card, you don't have to do it alone. This is a process for you, you know, like, it's the right time for you to embark in this adventure. With the South card of adventure, it is the right time for you to get into the spaceship and go through this dark hole so that you can come out the other side more fluid, better, in a more prosperous way. Take the plunge into those emotions, because even though it might look dark and difficult and horrible and whatever, while you are facing your emotions, in the end, what you will, once you get out or through, once you get through this dark hole and you decide to embark in this adventure, all you will get is joy. You know, the music of your soul will finally flow into your life. The music of your life will finally allow you to feel yourself fulfilled, joyful, and not, you won't feel the need to go back to these extremes. If you really see yourself from the depths of your heart, then you won't need to come back here again. You will solve it and you will cut the problem from the root, so that your life moving forward, once you go through this transformation, will be only joy. Well, that was a really interesting reading for me. I hope it helps as well your journey. If you think somebody else might benefit from listening or receiving a message from their spirit guides, please share this link with them. If you enjoyed this reading, please give it a thumbs up. And if you would like to have a personalized reading with me, I will leave you down my my contact details and the link where you can book your personal reading with me. And if you just benefited from here, from listening to these words, and you would like to make a donation to my channel, I'll also leave you down the PayPal link where you can do that. Thank you very much, and I see you next time. Bye-bye. So here we are, ready to begin with your reading, and you chose the Zodiac Oracle, Barbieri Zodiac Oracle. Let's see what these cards have to tell you. I like the energy of these oracle cards, let me tell you. Let's see. And if you will want to book a private reading with me, you can do so by going down below in the description box, you will find a link to a page where you can book your private reading. All right, let's see then what the cards have to tell you. Let's begin with this. Virgo, Sagittarius, Jupiter, and Libra. All right, a combination almost of all the elements. And something that I noticed as well is, okay, Aquarius, that card never showed before in a reading. Uranus. Something I noticed even before I began with your cards is that my throat is feeling weird, you know. It was not like that this morning, so there is something indicating that you feel discomfort. I think there is something you need to express, but you feel uncomfortable having to do so, you know. It's not something that you, it's not nice for you to do this, you know. You don't want to do it, but maybe you have to. Maybe there is something you need to tell somebody and you don't want to say it. That, I think that's why I feel something weird, or yeah, some discomfort in my throat. It just suddenly came, you know, really out of nowhere. All right, so let's read these cards and see beyond that discomfort in my throat. Even though the first card that came up was the Virgo card, I think the main cards for this reading are these two, you know, the energy of these planets influencing your life right now. And specifically that part of communication and that part of mystery, you know, around this subject that you are going through right now. I think you are a person that likes to do things on your own. You know, you don't usually share your plans or your ideas or anything really, or maybe not anything, because we are human beings, we like to communicate, but in your case, you are a really private person. You prefer to keep your life to yourself. You prefer to keep your ideas to yourself. But suddenly there has been some sort of disruption in your movement, you know, with the Uranus. It feels like he was moving. And so I say he because that's the energy of the card that I am reading here. But as I said before, the soul doesn't care for gender, okay? It doesn't, it's a complete energy. So when I say he and you are a she or whatever else you identify as, I'm referring to the energy inside of you. And as a complete human being or as a complete being, you have both energies inside of you, female and male, okay? So when I talk about he or she, I'm not referring to your physical body, I'm referring to the energy that needs to be ignited, or the energy that is present in your life and in yourself, and you have both, okay? So it's not a gender specific he or she, is more energetic, so that we can differentiate male and female energy. So I think you're a person that, again, you do the things on your own, okay? You flow, you create, you disrupt, you do all you want in your life, and you don't necessarily need to ask permission. You are an independent person. You can't provide for yourself, and that's why you don't really necessarily need to ask permission or share your plans with anyone else. I do believe you are single. And so with this Uranus energy present in this reading, and the communication thing we were saying as well before, I do believe that someone, I think your mother or a female figure in your life kind of disrupt this movement and suddenly is asking you to tell her about you. You know, it's kind of, she wants to know what's going on with you. She wants to know how are you, you know, like maybe, and it doesn't have to be a big deal, okay? Maybe she just called you over the week and she is asking you how are you, or maybe she asked you to come home for the weekend, or you know, something that you kind of, you cannot get out of, like you really need to go see her, or you really need to go talk to her. And you don't want to do this. There is some sort of discomfort, this communication, this interruption, because that's how you felt it. This interruption to your flow, to your life, is making you unhappy. It's making you uncomfortable. It's like, okay, why do you want to know? Why do I have to tell you, kind of? And again, it doesn't have to be a big deal. Maybe she's just wanting to know, how are you? How's your life? But even that, you don't want to share with this particular person or with your family. It's as if, I feel it's something family related, okay? So we're going to see more with other cards soon as well. I'm going to take these oracle cards for the rest of your reading, but let's see the rest of the energy of the Zodiac cards. So with Jupiter, I think the Jupiter energy is coming here to support or to lessen the impact of this disruption in your life. There is another part of you, maybe you had to take deep breaths after the conversation or the call with this person, and you were like, okay, calm down, you are fine, you are okay. Maybe you told yourself you are not a little child anymore. Okay, you are a grown-up, you can handle this. There is some sort of balance that tries to happen, and I think that's confirmed by the Libra card here. There is some sort of balance that you are trying to achieve in your life, like between this anger or frustration that comes from being asked about your life, about yourself, and another part that is trying to be like, okay, just get it over with, or it's not that big of a deal, you can do this, it's your mother, or it's your family. You can talk to them, you can communicate with them, okay? And so, yeah, Libra energy is here to try to balance those energies as well. But I'm very curious seeing this, like on one side we have this sort of energy going on, and on the other side we have some sort of fiery energy as well here. So I think this is telling us about the type of experience you can expect from this meeting that you inevitably will have to go through, from this visit you have to pay to your family home, maybe, or your family members. I'm going to ask the tarot to clarify further. Yeah, because I just feel like I don't have the full information or the full picture here. I'm not sure what this Sagittarian energy is referring to. And why Virgo came up as well. What sort of balance? Maybe, okay, so I did say at the beginning that you were single, but now that I am looking at that Virgo energy, I am feeling that the interference of a partner, if you are a man watching this, it might be that you told your female partner about this call and about this visit you have to pay to your family, and she was trying to calm you down. She was trying to mediate, to say, okay, it's not a big deal, just take a deep breath, you can do this, your mom loves you, your family loves you. I think the balancing of energies here is not only within yourself, which is of course important, but also with the female aspect or the female energy in your life. And again, this now is regardless of your gender. I think that you have a difficult situation with your mother, with a mother figure or a female figure in your life. And maybe that's why you don't like to go back home, even though if you do have a partner and you feel comfortable with that partner because it's a female energy or a female presence in your life and it's healthier than your mom, this visit that you will, or this journey you will start back home, with the visit you're going to pay your parents soon, or your family. Maybe it's just, maybe someone is getting married and that's why they called you to invite you, or is the christening of somebody, or like some sort of celebration kind of, or some sort of like Christmas. Almost everyone has to go home for Christmas. I don't think this is that far out, but it's something like that, something you won't be able to miss. It's some sort of celebration, and your partner is trying to mediate between this kind of fire. Oh, okay, now I see. This fiery, explosive, maybe anger or energy you have. Look at Sagittarius. I feel that he's saying like, what? What do you want? um, and the need of having to use your core, your solar plexus power and your solar plexus energy to deal with this situation back home with your parents. I think maybe you were very much repressed when you were young, or you were told what to do. You had to live by the rules of your family, and that's why also you left. When you could leave, maybe when you graduated college, or when you finally could afford to live on your own, you were like, I'm not going back there. I won't let them control me anymore. So now that's why the fire element is very much like in your face now. You feel like maybe during this visit you expect them um to ask you, why aren't you married? When are you going to have kids? How is the business going? All of those things. And you don't like being asked about your life. You don't like being asked or being questioned about the way you are dealing with your problems and dealing with your life, even if there are no problems in it. And so you are preparing for battle, kind of. You are preparing to fight off the questions, to fight off your relatives. You are very much thinking you will go there to defend yourself. You will have to use your core energy again, so that they cannot, or you won't allow them to step into your business. You won't allow them to try to manipulate you again, or manage, or tell you how to live your life. So let's use the tarot cards for clarification and the enhancement of this reading. We have the Seven of Fire, very much going to the past, looking to the past. Inner child healing comes to mind. And I will be soon hosting a set of meditation to help you clear this, to help you clear these past, I don't want to say trauma, but these past experiences, this relationship with your past. So watch out for that. I am going to be posting that information on my Facebook page soon. So down on the box, on the description of this video, I will leave you a link to the Facebook page, because I'm not sure exactly when I'm going to begin this series of meditations. But I'm going to leave you the link to the Facebook page, so whenever you see this reading, you can go and see there the events section and know more about this series of meditations for inner child healing. Okay. Or recovery, because I don't really like to use the word healing. So let's have those for now. Every time I say for now, there are more coming out. So, okay, let's take them all. Right, so with the Hangman here, I think what your spirit guides are asking you to do is to take a different perspective on this, like to bring to the table a different perspective, to see that maybe your family really, maybe they didn't know how to be the best family members in the past. Maybe they didn't know how to support you, but to know that all they did, and this can vary from case to case, right? Because maybe your parents, your mom in particular, might have been really abusive or really mean to you when you were young. So again, take or leave whatever serves. But the invitation here is certainly to look at the situation from a different perspective, with different eyes, to free yourself from the previous perspective, from the previous hurt, or the previous hurt you had because of the behavior of these family members. Like, I think this happened when you were really young. I'm thinking 7 or 8 years old, and that might have been repeated again when you were younger. I'm thinking high school, and then again college. So maybe there were different occasions or situations when your family, your parents in specific, were not necessarily the best parents, the most supportive. Sometimes when it comes to parenting, I think our parents didn't know what they were doing, most of them, okay? They didn't mean harm consciously. That's what I think, sometimes that's the excuse I use. But when I say excuse, that doesn't mean um, nothing happened, or that you just need to, I mean, ideally, if you could just dismiss what happened and forget it, so you can move on with your life and be more fulfilled, that would be ideal. But I know most of us are not, or cannot do that we cannot do that, that easily. So I also know that it's sometimes difficult to face the hurt that we experience in our childhood, but you are a little bit stuck on the past, with this four of air. That's why it's hard for you, and it makes it really difficult for you to, I want to say, deal with your parents, but really to relate to them, to enjoy their company, because you're still stuck on that hurt. And again, this pain I see reflected in these cards, or this situation, can vary. It might be that the experience was really difficult for some of you and not so much for some others, but regardless of that, those experiences, those childhood experiences, left a mark in your life. Well, what also the guides are trying to tell you is you're no longer that little child, that defenseless person. You became the emperor. And again, this doesn't matter what gender you are, but you became a whole person. You are now a full grown-up person. You don't have to, you can let it go. You can now free yourself from the influence of whatever happened in your childhood. That's why the invitation to change your perspective. You don't have to live stuck in that past anymore. You are a full grown-up person now. You are in your power. You have your life together. You are you are successful. So there is no need. What's the purpose of staying stuck in the past? Okay, and I know that is easier said than done, but that's the invitation you have in front of you right now. Free yourself from the past. You see how she is, well, she's facing the past, or facing the left side that most times refers to the past, and the feathers are flying, but she feels, she doesn't look like in pain. She feels like in liberation. It feels like she's liberating, letting go. So that's the invitation for you today here with these cards. Let it go. Don't attach yourself anymore to maybe a specific outcome, or to a wishful thinking. I wished my parents had been this way, or my mom would have understood. Well, she didn't. Okay, so now you can let it go. And I know, again, that it's easier said than done, but this is just an invitation. When you take, and you don't have to let it go in one go. When you take the first step, or even the decision, you only need to decide, okay, I want to let it go. And so the process can start, and the things can change. Okay, it doesn't have to be in one go. It would be amazing if it could be that way, but it doesn't have to be that way. Okay, and what the rest of the cards are telling me on this side, which I think looks a little bit up to the future, if you do this liberation, you will be dancing on air just like her. You will feel much better. You will be free. You will enjoy life very much, much more than you are doing it now, because maybe now this hard work, this having your life together, is causing you to even continue resenting your parents, because you feel you have to do this uh, perfect life idea, because you want to show them that you can. So you are not really doing it for yourself. You are doing it, you are being successful to prove something to your parents, or to prove something to this group of people that caused you this suffering. Okay, so that's why you might not be feeling fulfilled, even though you are really successful at what you do and you are in your power. You might not feel, because your power is leaking when you are not doing things because of you, or because you want to do them, but you are doing them to prove something. So when you decide to free yourself from the past, and maybe forgive them, you are not doing this for them. Okay, forgiving them, forgiving your parents, or forgiving your past is not on favor of the person or people who caused you harm. It's on your benefit. Okay, you are not doing this for them. You are not changing your perspective. You are not changing your life for these people. You are doing it for you, because you want to be free, because you want to enjoy life, because you maybe want to start a new life or continue with your life, but with a better perspective, with you want to start a new, when it comes to the attitude you have for most things. You don't want to be bitter anymore. You don't want to enjoy the things you have from a place of bitterness and abandonment, or feeling not worthy enough, even though you have a lot and you have achieved a lot. When you decide to change and let go of the past, then the healing, which again, I don't like to use healing, but reprogramming of your mind, reprogramming of your emotions, liberation from those emotions, from those experiences will take place. And you, again, the end result will be that you will feel much lighter by doing so. You will feel much more lighter when you let go of that past that is not serving you. Again, it will feel like a new beginning for you. It will feel like a new beginning even to your parents, but that's not the important thing here. It's not about them, it's about you. And so it's like you will soar once you forgive and let go, or start the process. You can fly. You can fly, you can be free, you can start anew for you, because of you, not to benefit them. And again, maybe when you do free yourself from this hurt of the past, you will not even care to maybe benefit them, or that they will be benefited. I'm not saying that right. That they will benefit from your liberation. You won't care, because you will be free of the past. You will be free of this pain. And so if some sort of ripples of happiness and love reach the person or people who hurt you, you won't care, because you will be in a really good place emotionally. Yin and yang, certainly, balance, and it goes back to the Libra card that we saw before, right? This experience is certainly about balance. That's what your spirit guides are trying to tell you. Don't try to run away from it, because even though now it's annoying having to go back there, it is on your benefit. It is because of you that this experience is happening. Your soul wants you to liberate yourself from all this hurt and this pain. So don't try to say, what if, don't try to cancel the experience. What if I don't go? You should go. You really should go. It's on your benefit. It's a balancing of energies finally. And when you do that, when you achieve this balancing, you will free yourself from this world. You will go beyond the gate. For so long now, you have been kind of looked through the window, like there is no window here, but you have looked to the possibilities. You see people enjoying their lives, being fulfilled and happy, and you are like, well, I wish to have that, but one, I don't dare to get it, and also I don't know if I can get it. And here is really funny, because so maybe both type of people are looking at this or watching this video, because on one hand, I feel you are single and you want to have a person in your life, and on the other hand, I feel you have a partner, and even though your relationship is good, it could be much better if you let go of this gate that is fencing you in and is no longer serving you. Okay. So whichever is the case for you, take it or leave it. So the magician in the mirror is, once you free yourself, so you balance this energy of your past with your present, you free yourself from that gate, from that cage that you have kept yourself in, you will become the magician in the mirror. And so the magician in the mirror tells me that whatever you see, you create whatever is in front of you. The world is a reflection of you, of your inner world. So your experience in this life reflects your inner emotions, reflects your thoughts, reflects your energetic state. So once you free yourself from this, the experience you will have in this life will be much better. Maybe you will finally decide to start your own family. Maybe for too long you were like, no, I don't want, it's too hard. I don't want to start my own family. I don't want to go there. Now, when you free yourself from this past, you will be like, you know what? Yes, I think I can start my own family. Maybe I can't be happy anymore. But as long as you don't start this process, and again, you don't have to get it right from the beginning, but you do have to start. As long as you don't start with this process, the sun won't shine on you. And here, I don't mean I don't mean you won't find success in life, but you won't find liberation. You won't be able to fully enjoy the success you already have in life, and you will very much continue. You will continue in the same, having the same experiences you have been having so far. And yeah, with the woman holding a coin, you will be attracting people and experiences that are not necessarily on your highest benefit or want the best for you. And that will be because you keep attaching yourself to the past. You are there, you are still focused there, and so the life will continue bringing the type of people you don't want to have, because your focus also is on those people. So it really is on your benefit to do this balancing, to free and liberate yourself. And you don't really have to think much about this. You might feel like you do, but really you don't. All you need to do is to take the decision of changing, take the decision of start in this journey, like find the strength within yourself to do this. Don't attach yourself to heartbreak. There is really no need. I know that you might be like, well, because you don't feel like what I felt, or you don't feel the way I feel. And maybe not exactly, but I've been through this process myself as well with my own family and my own parents. And I do know that staying in this energy will just elongate or prolong your suffering, and there is no reason for it. So be brave, take the step, don't overthink the situation, and take the step that will take you towards the journey you are meant to be in. This came upside down, but I'm going to put it straight. Your fifth chakra, all of this, again, that's heart energy. Your fifth chakra needs liberation, needs to expand, and not doing so, again, is just a confirmation, because some of you are reluctant to take action. Not doing so, not healing your past, not letting go of your like low vibration emotions, is only preventing you from forming these caring connections. You won't be able to connect deeply with people in your life, people you actually care about, because you feel anxiety all the time. You fear you will be hurt all the time. And so you always, and when you are in that state of fear, you will always hold back. And so that's why, so that they don't hurt you. And that's why you won't be able, if you keep your heart closed, you won't be able to form these caring connections. But you have to become the goddess of the moon, again, regardless of your gender, because the goddess of the moon is a mistress of her emotions. She handles the emotions, she rides the waves, she says what happens when in her own life. So all of this experience, all of this pain that you don't want to let go of because maybe it's hard, is closing the door to romance. And I don't think you want, a life without love and also without romance is not really the best. You are just deceiving yourself. When you stay in this energy, you are just deceiving yourself. You are telling yourself that love is not available for you, that you are not worthy of it, that you cannot live or have a fulfilling life, that people won't love you or won't accept you the way you want. And that's just not true. It's just something that you have, maybe the world has shown you some sort of proof that this is true, but it is not. You have only had those type of experiences because you keep focusing on the past, on the hurt, on the pain. And that will continue being true if you don't master your emotions, if you don't free yourself, if you don't liberate your heart. If you want to stop being heartbroken, you need to take action. You cannot delay this any longer. This reprogramming of your heart, your energy, and your mind, this cleanup of your life, of your, again, energy, mind, and all, is long past due. For you to fully live your life, to fully experience this life, to really enjoy the success you're having, your riches, the people in your life, the experiences you're having, you need to liberate yourself from the cage you have built for yourself. That's all I have for you. I hope this message served you. And if it did, I'll appreciate if you give it a thumbs up. And if you feel there is somebody else that might benefit from listening to these words, please share this link with them. And as I said at the beginning, if you wish to book a tarot reading, a personalized tarot reading with me, you can find the link down below. Thank you very much. I see you next time. Bye. Hi there. If you are here, it's because you chose Work Your Life's Oracle as your leading oracle deck. And so let's see what the cards have in store for you today. Usually, just by looking at the oracle deck you chose, I can guess that this is about your soul's journey, you know, your life path, maybe your kind of your calling, something that you've been trying to, it's some sort of a spiritual purpose, you know, like this this oracle deck usually brings us those type of messages. But let's see. So if you felt called to these cards, let's see what do they need to say. Dance with life, it came reversed. I'm just going to put it upright so we can see it properly. Do something to change your energy. Have you been feeling a little bit stuck? Align your life. What is not aligned or needs to change? Good question. What is not aligned or needs to change? Do you know? Transformation. Things are changing at a cellular level. Deep healing. Certainly some sort of change or transformation you are invited to do, you know, to embark in this journey of change. Let's see what else we have here. Soul family. Call in your tribe. You don't have to do it alone. I love that card, right? Like we all kind of need to connect with one another, and maybe watching these YouTube videos help you feel connected to somebody else, to something else. Get grounded. Empaths, highly sensitive, connect with nature. Yes, as I said, this one really talks to the higher aspect of our souls. I'm going to sneeze, excuse me. I'm sorry, that happens when I clear energy. So there is some clearing going on for you here as well for you today. The crumbling, what are you clinging onto? Certainly with the dance with life and transformation, right? Like that's aligned. Don't dim to fit in. How are you dimming your life in order to fit in? Last card. Deep replenishment, retreat, rest, be held. Okay. So let me fix the space in here so we can see all your cards. So yeah, even from the first Dance with Life card, and do note that most, I think all of them came in reverse. So there is something you really are reluctant to do. You are really resisting this change, this transformation. And if this, as I felt at the beginning, has something to do with your spiritual path, I totally understand why. You know, like I have also been really reluctant to step fully into my spiritual path. And that's because it can be scary. You know, it's kind of, if you've lived, and most of us have, you know, lived a 3D life fully, and being worried most of our lives about money, about job, about career, about relationships, about our partnerships, and suddenly the universe tells you, let that all go, it doesn't matter, focus on your soul growth. You can be like, wait, how can I do that? So I totally understand. If you're going through this transformation phase, which I think you are, it can be scary. It can feel like you don't want to do it. You don't want to go ahead with this change because you don't know what lies ahead, and also because it might feel like too big of a change, you know, for one person. So what I want to share with you and what your spirit guides want you to know is that by doing that, by going through this transformation, by owning your path, by walking the path that they are inviting you to walk, you are going to find your soul family. So maybe you are believing or feeling that if you step into this path of spiritual growth, you will lose the life you've built for yourself so far. And there is some truth in there because of the crumbling. There is something that needs to go, right? There is some sort of cleanup or destruction or destructive energy that needs to happen before you can build, okay? But the good part or the good news is that even though there will be some things and some people that need to go or will be leaving your life, you will be building a much solid base for a much beautiful life. You won't need to adjust yourself that much so you can fit in, okay? You won't have to change or pretend to be someone or something that you are not, okay? Align your life. This calling will help you dance with life and align it at the same time. You won't have to piece yourself together or apart so that people can accept you, okay? That's the invitation. You won't have to pretend any longer. And before you take the step or before you take the decision, if maybe you haven't done so already, or you are in the threshold of do I do it, I don't do it, do I do it, do I don't do it, I think you are more, 80% like you will do it, but still that 20 is the one that is a bit shaky, and then that's why you haven't stepped fully into it. But so the recommendation from your spirit guides with that, if you are still in the threshold and you don't know which way to go yet, is get grounded. First get grounded, because as an empath or as a person that is highly sensitive to energy, which that's the definition of empath. So you can be an empath and feel not only the emotions of the people around you, but also energies in general, like astrological energies, changes in the energy of the air or the quality of the water or even the energy of the food. You can feel or sense the changes the planet is going through. Okay, so an empath is not only that person who feels the emotions or the energy of others, but also all of the ones I mentioned. So that can be confusing. Feeling so much and more, if you are not used to, can get confusing and can also be a bit shaky of a ride. Okay, so the advice, if you are in that place where you don't know where your head starts and where is your feet, where your feet are, is get grounded. Inhale, exhale, connect to your body, come back to the present moment, clear your head, and then from there try to decide what to do, if take the step or not. Okay, and when you do, chances are you will need to take a deep replenishment. You will need to rest. You will need to go inwards. You will need to maybe be hidden, and not really hidden, but replenishing for a little bit. When we are sick or tired or exhausted, even, what do we need to get better? We need to rest. We need to maybe, no one disturbs me. I just want to be on my own. I just want to, be with my own head for a while, with my own emotions. So you might need very, very likely to go through that energy of spending a lot of time with yourself, and maybe being a little bit reclusive as well. So get ready for that. It's not necessarily a warning, more like a heads up, because maybe not everyone necessarily understands when we have to do that. So you might get some backlash from people in your life. Some people dear to you might be worried, like, oh, are you sick? What is it? Are you depressed? And you might not be depressed, actually. You might just need to take time to figure things out, but they might not understand it, like the same way they might not understand that you need time for yourself. If they will be like, what do you mean time for yourself? What type of time? Why? Because maybe it's not so common for people in your circle to take time for themselves unless they are depressed. Okay, so just be ready for that. Again, it's just a heads up. You will be able to deal with any situation life throws at you. Just be mindful that this might happen, okay? Then blessings and abundance, for sure. Once you really follow your heart, there is no other way but to receive blessings and abundance. Raise your vibration. Don't go against the tide in this one. Like really let the universe shows you what to do. The message needs to come through so that you listen properly. Earth and ground. Grounding is really important here. You really need to ground, because if you don't, you will be shaky and you won't be able to discern what is your heart and what is your mind. So soon I'm going to do a grounding guided meditation to help you with this journey. So I'm not sure what will be published first, the meditation or this message. So I will anyway leave you the link down below, or try to search for it on the other videos I've been posting, if you feel called to do that. Then romance and connections. It came upside down. There might be a romantic connection that will need to go transformation, certainly. And I also feel like if you are in a relationship with these romance and connection cards, I don't think it's as a fulfilled, manifestation. I don't think it's as fulfilling as you think it is. You might just be with that person because, well, you guys been together for a while, and so it doesn't make much sense now to end the relationship. But I don't think is that fulfilling for you. It's not that fulfilling, friendship and union. But there is some other way. There can exist and there can be new friendships that are indeed fulfilling, okay? And you will start stepping into this journey. You will start manifesting the things that you really want and not settle, with don't deem to fit in. You won't have to fit in anymore. You won't have to try to fit in anymore. Just the way you are, you will be accepted, you will be cherished, you will be valued. You won't have to do this anymore. So you will start manifesting the life you truly want, and not the one you think you deserve or the one you think you can build, because sometimes those are very limited. And then trust the universe. Really, on this one, do trust the universe. I think that sometimes we fail to do so. We fail to hear what the universe has in store for us. We think that the universe wants to keep us small or stuck or unfulfilled, but is not the case. We might have to go through some not so great experiences for a little while. Like some roads might be a little bit bumpy or shaky, because that's how the road is. But then not the entire journey won't be like that. And once you get through the rough patches of this transformation, fulfillment will come your way. So trust the universe. Trust that whatever crumbling or whatever destruction this step might bring into your life is for your highest good, and is always with the intention of inspiring you to do and be better. Burial ground, fish, crystals. Yes, definitely some sort of transformation again, with this burial ground. I think it says you will have to bury some things. You might, not might, you will have to leave behind some, almost like bury your old self, your old life, quite literally. You will have to do that so that you can free yourself and liberate yourself and be ready for the new phase, for the new stage in your life. And so like the fish, and here I'm thinking about Pisces energy, and Pisces are like really connected to the universe. They are highly intuitive. So you might be from that zodiac sign, but you don't have to be. I'm just seeing that reference, because the fish, even though we think they are not really smart, they are when it comes to the zodiac as well. They survive in maybe with basic things. They have water, they have food, they have a good time. So for a while, you might need to experience that. Have only the basics. It's really normal, just for you to realize that you are able to enjoy the basics, to enjoy a simple life, so that later, when the forest comes into your life, when this more expanded reality comes into your life, you are able to enjoy it as well, because you will be able to live and enjoy basic commodities, so that later you also feel the difference and enjoy even more the expanded commodities and the expanded life that you will have. The mod, I think, is transformation. I don't very much like the mods. So here I am interpreting this card as some sort of things you want, people that might come and just people or experiences that will disturb you or bother you for a little bit. There are sometimes people that don't have anything positive or good, not necessarily positive, but constructive to contribute to your life or to the conversation, but still they just talk and they just say things. So you might have that experience for a little bit. You might have to experience those when you maybe tell the world what you are doing. There might be some annoying people coming into your life, telling you, oh my god, how can you make money out of that, and you won't succeed, that won't work, things like that. Just ignore them. They really don't know what they are talking about. And mostly people that are scared and never dare to do things are the ones that say those sort of things, because when you finally find your soul family and people that dare deeply and dare greatly, they will never say something like that. So don't even listen to the mods in your life. They are really not worth listening to. And I pull a couple of other cards here with the snake and fiver. I think let's finish first with this crystal and the crow. I think you will have, once you decide to step into the journey, once you decide to listen to your soul, once you decide all of those things, you will start receiving signs and support. The Corvid will be kind of a little bit of a messenger between all of the realms you will be dealing with. There might be some times where you might need to go to the lower realms to find information, to retrieve some parts of your soul, to live some experiences. But just as you go down there, you will also go up to the different realm, to a different and more expanded energies and more expanded ways of being with the crystal card. So here there will be different experiences, and all of them will be enriching experiences. There will be you will become protective over your new lifestyle, over your new path, over your new you. And there might be some shedding of the skin that you have to go through. And yeah, because we saw there are things you have to bury as well. But all of this transformation, all of these changes, all of this energy will allow you to have or give you the necessary I wanted to say details, but yeah, the necessary details, the necessary information, the basic products you will need to build your empire. Yes, to build whatever you have to build yourself up. Even, with this fiber, I think this is a basic material. It's a thread. Is the fiber of your being. Even is the fiber of your new reality. Is the fiber of who you are. So with all this transformation, with all of this movement, what will happen is you will get those raw materials that you will need so you can rise again, so you can become who you are meant to become, so you can birth and bring into the world your fullest self, your true self. And so that's what's ahead of you. If you enjoyed this reading, I'll appreciate if you give the video a thumbs up. If you think there is somebody else who might benefit from listening to their spirit guides through tarot readings, please share this link with them. If you will want to book a private reading with me, I will leave you down below the link to the place where you can do that. And if you benefited from this and you will want to contribute to the channel, I will also leave you down my PayPal link so you can leave there a contribution if you feel called to do so. Thank you very much for listening, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.